Welcome back to Going Card Gaming. Tonight, some internet randomness, sports, and maybe later some debunking of videos. And now, your host, Adam. I guess I didn't have my live screen on, so you get to see that whole thing. That was cool. No, I got rid of the polls and cleaning up stuff. Doing things that I should be doing. That kind of thing. But I also wanted to, I've been watching stuff, I've been looking at stuff on here. I'm like, maybe I'll watch some of this stuff and pull you guys in before we get started on the Broncos stuff while we're waiting for people to roll in. Broncos stuff and just a little bit of talk. You know, during the week it's hard, especially on call. I have not been sleeping on call. I never know how on call is going to go for me, whether it's I'm going to get good rest, because there have been times I've been on call. Like, I'll just forget I'm on call, and I'll get great sleep. This week, it's like I'm hyper aware of it. So, I already got paged night one. So I thought, oh, this is going to be, maybe this would be a heavy week. I wasn't sure. So, let's charge my phone while we're sitting here. So if my text messages go off, that's going to be a page, and I'll have to end the stream per usual. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but when I get my next job, I am going to try to get one that doesn't have pager duty or on-call support 24/7. I actually disagree with being on call. If you need 24/7 support, hire people to monitor that 24/7. You should have 3 shifts. You know, your regular 9 to 5, and then your swing 8 to midnight or whatever. Or not 8 to midnight, 5 to midnight takes over, and then midnight to 8 a.m. is your night shift. And you get people to work those, and you pay your night shift a little extra. That's generally how it should work. It's always how it has worked. But now these people come up with ideas of, yeah, we'll just put them on call. They can work 24/7. Their salary anyway, so we don't have to pay them any extra to do that. Always people trying to take advantage of other people. Really. I've never understood being on call. And I've worked tech jobs where I didn't have any on call. I worked my normal 9 to 5 shift, and when I left for the day, I didn't have to think about work. And maybe one day I'll get back to that. It's possible I could end up back at that same job. Things work out right, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So everything's up in the air, and nothing will be solidified until probably June. Who knows if even then things will be solidified. We'll see. So a couple things that caught my eye real quick. Since we're already this far in, you know, Sunday and Mondays generally are harder for me to stream, but even harder. Like, I had a 2-hour nap before I came on to stream, and I generally try to sleep, but I'm still tired. I feel like I didn't sleep at all. But what I was thinking, where's the stuff? Where's the stuff? Oh, here we go. So let me go ahead and shut off the music. We'll do that. Bring this up. Pause. All right. So here we go. We're going to watch the winner. Some of you may already know the answer to this, but we're going to watch the winner of Gamer of the Year. Which shouldn't be surprising to anybody, and it shouldn't be surprising to anybody why I want to watch this. So let's take a quick look. Or not. No?
We come to these people for games. We come to the Gamer of the Year to laugh, to cry, to care.
Why are they laughing?
We go somewhere we've never been before, not just entertained, but reborn together. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Our gamers feel like the best part of us, and their stories feel perfect and powerful, because here they are. Thank you, Nicole Kidman, for writing that for me. Here are your nominees for Gamer of the Year.
I like that she gave credit. That's great.
I gotta go. Bye. No! SpongeBob, I'm willing to do anything at this point. Kobe! What am I gonna do? I was gonna fist him. Why?
I like Jinxie too. Oh.
I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
I'm him.
I'm disgusting at this fucking game! What? Block, 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 it's just Enderman! Fuck! Give me cappuccino, cappuccino, or I...
3 hour story. On me.
German. I kind of like this. I would watch this guy too. He's got a bow tie. I don't know who Summit 1G is. I've never heard of him. Probably should know who some of these guys are, huh?
I hate you. Hold me for boosty. No! No! I should have stopped. I'm stupid. Ding ding.
Oh shit.
There it is.
Another broke on the backside. Go, go, go! Two broke, they both hurt.
Oh.
Oh, no, wait, you dead. Oh, dead, oh, I won! Beat the shit out of him! Yes!
The overlay. That's one of the best overlays I've seen, though. For the burnt peanut.
Goes to Queso.
That's my boy.
This is Queso's 7th nomination and 4th win. His 2nd win tonight.
I think he won Gamer of the Year last year, too.
Good, y'all. It's the 2024 Gamer of the Year award winner here. So if you're seeing this video, that means we also won the 2025 Gamer of the Year award, which means we went back to back. I highly doubt it, but I had to make this video anyway. But either way, I love and appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
Awesome.
What's this? I made an animation for Zach.
Hmm.
Oh boy, miserable life. Oh,
We're
good.
going back.
We come to these people
Back,
for
back.
games.
And gone. All right. Oh, man. Anything else I want to watch before we get into it? Woke up from surgery. Okay.
Are you rich?
No. I'm a nurse. Definitely not rich.
I need a sugar daddy.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I wish I did. Nobody loves me.
That's over the desk. Oh my God. Look at Lenny. Calm down.
I love that one. I've seen that one.
I'm pretty sure Jesus is in the corner of my room.
That's not because...
Hi, Mom.
It's just for the first
You're the
week,
coolest.
and then you're thinking about coming back
You
tomorrow.
also exist.
We can go over it again.
My wife's so upset if she sees you touching me like that on my chest.
I am your one.
Sup?
Let's give you relaxing medicine. You got fentanyl and Versed.
Fentanyl?
It's okay. It's not the bad kind of fentanyl. It's the medicine kind of fentanyl. Okay.
This is the president for Dr. Snow.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't messing around. Oh, buddy.
Bro, I'm just gonna sit right here. Oh my God.
Let me see your bracelet really quick. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm just gonna scan it. Look, it's like a laser beam. Pew, pew, pew.
You know, if you wanted to take pictures of me, you could have just asked. I believe I can fly, bitch.
Whoa.
I believe I can fucking touch the fucking sky.
Papa would not be happy with you right now.
Fuck Papa.
The door is Mars. Mars.
Oh, buddy.
Come here, baby.
Oh. What? Does she have a wine stain or something? Does she have... That's weird.
Are you rich?
That's a good one. Okay. Let's get into it. I'm going to talk a little Broncos here. I don't have a lot to say because, I mean, what is there to say? Broncos are winning. I thought they looked just like they should against the Raiders. That final score of winning by 7, it's not really indicative of anything. I know there are coaches out there, and I remember Mike Shanahan being here in Denver, and Shanahan did this and back when Elway was here, and I don't particularly like the style of play when basically you get out to a certain lead, and Denver should not be playing this way, and it does seem like it's coaching. We get out to maybe a 10-point lead, and then we start like slowing the game down. And what really sucks about that is you do a lot of runs, you eat up a lot of clock, which is fine. That part of it I don't care about. But generally, when you do that, defenses can stop you and generally do. So you're trading time for lead. And Shanahan was really good at that. So I remember Denver having like a 24-point lead or something at half. And they came out and they immediately started playing clock for points. And they did score. I think they got a field goal and took like maybe, I want to say 6 or 7 minutes off the clock. But then the opposing team, I don't remember who it was, drove down and scored a touchdown. And they did it actually fairly quickly because I think there was still like 5 minutes left in the first. And then we traded another 4 minutes, and we didn't score. So now there's like a minute left in the third quarter, and the opposing team went down and scored another touchdown. And I think really within the first minute of the fourth quarter at that point. So now Denver had like, was it 27? So then it'd be a 13-point lead. And again, Denver took off like another 6. So there's 7 minutes left. The opposing team now scored another touchdown. So it's 27-21 with like 6 minutes left. Then we took, another 4 or 5 minutes off. But then the opposing team then needed to come down and score a touchdown to win with only like a minute and a half left, and they weren't able to do it. So Denver won. But that was a typical game under Mike Shanahan. You get this huge lead, and then you just trade time for points after that. I hate that strategy. Score a little bit more. You get a 30-point lead in the fourth. Maybe I don't think you let off, but then you can do a lot of runs and eat up a lot of clock at that point. I wouldn't mind trading points for time when you have a 30-point lead. This Denver team cannot do that. They have a 10-point lead at any given point. I don't think they've done much more than maybe 10 or 14. So you can't really trade time for points in that scenario because, I mean, even if you look at what happened last week with with Las Vegas, the Raiders, it did seem like they were starting to trade time for points, except that our defense is so good, it was just like 3 and out for Las Vegas on a couple of those drives. But then they got within, 10, and managed to drive down close enough to kick a field goal, so Denver only won by 7. Now, granted, the whole game they were pretty dominant, so that score doesn't really reflect the end score. I mean, the whole game and how dominant Denver was. That first quarter, they weren't so dominant. It's almost like the Broncos have to take a full quarter, almost 2 quarters, to warm up to do anything. So once they get warmed up, then they're good to go. And that is how they won 10 straight games and are 11-2. Is they can't really score in the first quarter, sometimes the first half, because they're, for whatever reason, they're not getting it together. Now, granted, they do seem to be coalescing sooner, so it's more like towards the end of the first quarter, now they're starting to move. Now they're starting to put points on the board. And in the Raider game, they drove down on their first drive and scored. But then the Raiders were able to come down and drive on their first drive and score a touchdown to match. So it was 7-7. And that's kind of how the first quarter ended, which is, I mean, it's okay. Here, my hands are a little dry. Which is okay, because then Denver just kind of took over after that. So again, we're seeing it's kind of the same formula where Denver is not a first quarter team and a big fourth quarter team. They're so bigly in the fourth quarter. Everyone knows it. Denver's the best in the fourth quarter. If they can make it there, they're going to win. I'm telling you, they're going to win. Bigly. Make the Broncos great again. They're going to win in the fourth quarter. And that's just the way that now this upcoming Green Bay game will be more of a test. We'll see what that matchup is. I was a little more concerned and am a little more concerned about that Washington Commanders game because they got blanked by a Vikings team that isn't great. And I think it was like 31-0. It's almost like Washington burn out their shot against Denver, hoping to take a win, and then when they didn't, it was like the team just deflated and collapsed. And you know what's weird, and I didn't realize, Denver has broken teams. The Eagles are a prime example of that. Denver beat the Eagles, and since then, the Eagles have not won a game. They're like 9-5. They lost to the Bolts on Monday night this week. That's crazy that they lost. What is it, 4 or 5 now? Something like that. 9-5, right? I think. They were 9-0 coming into that game, and now they're on a 5-game losing streak. Denver must have exposed something, and the league picked up on it, and they're all just crushing Philly at this point. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not a playbook type of guy. I'm not a, I know, I can see during the game, I'm like, oh, Tripp's right. They're going to run this. It looks like Tripp's right. It looks like they're going to pass. This play action they're going to run. Generally, I can call what the next play is going to be once I see what's out on the field and how everything starts breaking down. So generally, you know, I could say, okay, this I think they're going to run it here, they're going to pass, or they should. And I think Denver did one of two things, or maybe not. Was it not Denver? The Titans, because Kansas City was really coming against the Titans, not Titans, Texans. Oh my God, do I know football or what? Kansas City was going against Texans and kind of throwing everything they had against that. Their defense was running wild on the Texan offense. Although the Texans D did the same thing, which is kind of the reason why Kansas City lost. But at some point, I was like, the Texans need to do two things. They are blitzing every play, and they're getting to the quarterback. You have to kind of let the blitz come, and you need to run through the blitz, or you need to pass a screen right over the blitz. And you do those two things, and magically the blitz disappears because you counter the blitz. I mean, it is like a chess match. It's like, okay, I'm guessing you're going to blitz. We're going to do a screen or we're going to do a run. If you don't blitz, you're probably going to stop it, right? Not going to get a lot of yardage. If you do blitz, it's going to be a big play, right? That's kind of how that's going. So I don't know. So I thought the Texans did a pretty good job starting to run the ball and negate the blitz, because late third quarter, the Chiefs stopped blitzing. Like late third quarter, the blitz just disappeared. And that's when the Texans kind of won the game. You could really see where the Texans won on when Andy Reid went for it on that fourth down. I don't know what he was. It was like 4th and 2 on their own 39 or something like that. And I'm like, if you don't make this, you're giving the Texans at least 3 points. And right now, I think it was maybe a 10-point game or something like that. And I thought, if you turn it over on downs here, you're giving the Texans at least 3 points. So now they're going to be up 13 at the very least. And I'm like, you could make it. I mean, you could cash in. And I really thought, well, here's the season. This is the season. This play is the season for Kansas City. Because if they get this fourth down conversion, they probably march down the field and get within striking distance of tying. And maybe that's what Andy Reid was thinking too. But the cost, I thought, was just too great. If they punt it away, the defense for Kansas City had been really, I mean, the Texans had been getting 1 or 2 first downs, but then they were kicking it right back. And that's kind of how it had been going. And it was kind of back and forth. But it was like Kansas City was kind of winning that field position. And there were still 8 minutes left when that happened. So they went for it, and of course, they didn't get it. And the Texans took over on downs on the 39. And actually, I think it took them 4 plays to score a touchdown, and that kind of put it away. Although Kansas City, I think they scored another touchdown. I think they lost by 10. And if you think about that, if they had punted, stopped and gotten the ball back, and then drove down, just like they kind of did, they're 3 points away. And they probably get, I think they had another possession. But then at that point, I mean, you needed 10 points instead of 3. So there was no chance of that by that point. And it ended in disaster for them. And that's kind of how the Kansas City game went for them. So that's the way of it. Let me go back to last week on this channel, and we'll look at the picks from last week. think I'll delete that short too and repost it because I don't think I think I was reposting a short in higher quality, and it was better overall. But the original short had 1.7 views, and the other one has 34. But it's the same video, so I'll probably delete it, repost it with a different. I reposted the exact same. Yeah, let's go ahead and delete. Well, I'll delete that one later. But I want to see my live streams. I want to see last week's where we do the picks. So hold on, I'm going to mute this for a second. And am I doing the picks here? Or at Broncos for 6. Yep. Be taken seriously because he's saying. Hold on, let me share the truth. I mean, sometimes the truth hurts, but he said it. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Nick Wright. He is strong. I'm just reading. Did slightly better than most of my other videos who top out around 1.2. So if my editor's watching, but yeah, me watching me. How great is that? Of just hate overall, and it's the number 4 and 6 spelled out. Oh yeah, I'm looking. Okay, let's move on. Like the only way. Oh, it's not a win for the Chiefs. It's not. I'm still seeing a lot of hate online. But that was a lot of Kansas City fans. It's kind of like, and I get it. Your team has been on top for 9 years, winning the division for 9 years. And before that, the Denver Broncos had won the division like 6 straight. And it looks like it's going to be between the Chiefs and the Broncos moving forward. Unless something drastic changes, which it could. I mean, Raiders could get a quarterback and a team behind that quarterback build around them. They got a coach. It's a Hall of Fame coach. I think all 4 coaches in the AFC West currently are Hall of Fame coaches. No other division can boast that right now. Pete Carroll, Mike Holmgren, I almost said Shanahan. No. Sean Payton and what's his name at the Chargers? I can see him because he coached for Michigan for a while, and Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, right? I can't remember his brother's name, but he's also Hall of Fame quarterback. He led the Niners back in the day to, I think he won a Super Bowl with them, where he lost to his brother, who was coaching the Ravens at the time, and I think he might still be coaching at the Ravens. I think they're twin brothers because they look pretty identical. Harbaugh and Harbaugh. But all 4, and I think the other Harbaugh, I think both of them are going into the Hall of Fame. But the AFC West has 4 Hall of Fame coaches right now. That being said, I can see why there was a lot of hate from Kansas City because they've been so good for so long. And now we're on the downward trend of that. So a lot of them are still talking a lot of smack as the ship's going down in flames, getting their last shots in. You know, it's like a fighter talking a lot of smack just before he gets knocked out. It was kind of the same way. And I'm not seeing quite as much of it now, but there's still a lot of it out there. The Broncos are fakes. They don't really deserve the 11-2 record. I agree. They should be 13-0. Those 2 flags at the end of the Colts game and the Charger game were both ridiculous and cost the Broncos the game in both cases. But that's okay because, I mean, if they were 13-0, who knows how the games would have gone or how tough. our opponents would have played us. Now, we're getting back into that at 11-2. Green Bay is going to be, and I think that's what happened with Washington too. Every team is playing their very best against us because they're 11-2, and they keep winning games. We need to play our best game, and if we don't, we're going to lose this game. And even when they've been playing their best game, Broncos have been winning. I don't have any smack talk to say other than the Broncos are winning. They're 11-2. What else do I need to say? The score is going to speak for itself. That's what's happening. So I'm trying to get to my picks still. Let me see where we're at. Oh, hey, I hold on. Or both. If both happen, Kansas City is not mathematically eliminated. Oh yeah, I'm talking about loss. And the other thing happened too, where the Chargers won. So the divisions, mathematically, I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs can win the division now. Although they do still, they're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Though I think with the win, let's take a look at that. That's an interesting thing. Let's see what it would take for the Kansas City Chiefs to actually be eliminated. Standings right here. Actually, playoff picture. I want the playoff picture because this is going to tell us much more. Nobody's clinched a playoff spot. What? That's ridiculous. Are they all going to clinch at the same time? Brrr, fills up the whole thing. So we have the Colts on the bubble, the Ravens on the bubble, and the Chiefs on the bubble. So for the Chiefs to make the playoffs, everybody has 4 games left. Oh, the Texans are now in the playoffs. That was a huge win by the Texans. They needed that. And, yeah, the Chiefs are. And, again, they're not mathematically eliminated. But the Ravens are ahead of them by 1 because they hold the tiebreak. The Colts, I think they lost, so the Texans must hold the tiebreak there. So if you're looking, these teams hold a 2-game lead on the Chiefs currently. The Colts, the Texans, and then the Bills and Chargers both won, so they hold a 3-game winning streak, or 3-game lead on Kansas City. Chargers are only there because of their division, and the Ravens and them are going to battle back and forth. So technically, the Steelers hold a 1-game lead over the Chiefs, and I think they are also ahead of the Chiefs for a tiebreak. So it's technically they are 2 games ahead as well. So you have the Texans, the Colts, the Steelers, all technically 2 games ahead, and the Bills and the Chargers are 3 games ahead. And the Jaguars, they're in the division. So they're not even for the division. There's nothing that can happen mathematically that the Chiefs and the Broncos. There's 2 games but the Chiefs to so yeah, that's where we at. And just talking through this, I see that it's tough for the Chiefs to get a playoff spot. The Chiefs would need to win out and get to 10-7. They would need the Ravens to lose once. They would need the Colts to lose 3 times out of their 4 remaining games. They could because the Colts are just in shambles right now. They also need the Texans to lose 3 games out of the remaining 4 while winning out, by the way. And they need, at that point, you know, they would then claim the spot if all of that happened. The Steelers would also be in the mix to get passed by the Chiefs with 2 losses if the Chiefs won out. Then the Chiefs could make the playoffs technically on one of those things. Now, for them to take over a spot from the Chargers or the Jaguars, all of that would need to happen, and the Chargers and Jaguars would need to lose out so that the Chiefs would then have a better record than that. They would. So do I think that the Jaguars or the Chargers will lose out? No. I don't think either one of those teams is going to lose out. They're not. So that part of it, that part of the equation's out. So it's really just the Steelers losing 2, with the Texans losing 3, and the Colts losing 3 as well. The Ravens will probably lose 1 more. So if the Chiefs win out, they would overtake the Ravens. But do I think that the Chiefs are actually going to make the playoffs? Probably not. And then I can't believe the Bengals aren't eliminated at 4-9. They must be the AFC North. They must be in the same division with the not Jaguars, the Steelers and the Ravens. No, AFC North. What the heck is going on in the AFC? Oh, AFC North. They are in the same division. What am I thinking? So the Bengals they have an outside chance if the Ravens and the Steelers lose out and the Bengals win out. They would be 8-9. Oh, yeah. The Ravens and the Steelers could lose 3, right? Where are the Steelers? Right in front of me. Steelers would have to lose 3. But if the Bengals won out and that happened, they would then take the AFC North. That's not going to happen. They're probably mathematically eliminated. The same thing for the Chiefs. Too much would have to happen at this point. I can't believe. Well, I think after this week, you're going to see the Bengals, Dolphins, and I think even with a loss, the Chiefs technically won't be eliminated because there is, I think, 1 route left, depending on how things fall. But you could see both or all 3, Bengals, Dolphins, Chiefs, be eliminated in the next round of games. And then I think you're going to see Ravens, Colts, all the rest of these fighting it out to the end. And it could go to the very last game of the season for all of those teams before the playoffs are decided. So the Broncos currently sit atop the AFC and have the 1 seed. Again, I don't have any spicy, heaty, talk. Broncos are 1 seed. That's all I have to say. They'll probably clinch a playoff spot with a win this week, but they have to play the Packers. So that's going to be a tough game. And we'll do picks for this week, too. Let me go ahead and close that, but then let's see. We can do FanDuel, maybe? Let's see what FanDuel has. DraftKings is also one. The audio is a little weird. Let's see what we got. Oh, my God. It's not as bad, though. You can still understand what I'm saying. Just this on the side. Oh, here we go. All right. I want to look at the Kansas City game. We have Denver at the Raiders. I want to talk about that a little bit. Cool. It's at Arrowhead. Okay. The Chiefs are actually favored by 3.5. Oh, man. I'm definitely taking the Houston Texans then, for sure. I win that one. That's 1 point for me. Probably take the over, too. 41.5. I'm sure there's going to be 50 points in this game. Not that the Chiefs can't do something, couldn't pull off a win here. And I think that's why they're getting 3.5, because they're at home. If they were at Houston, Houston should be favored in this game. Probably by 7, I would say.
I was not wrong. They won by 10.
And I think Houston's just going to flat out win this game outright.
And I was right about that too.
So I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this game. And the Chiefs are going to fall to 6 and 7. And if all of the teams win, that are in the wild card, they'll all go to 9 and 5, I think.
They didn't all win. So there's an 8-5 team in there.
They're 8 and 4. That's if they and the Broncos in their remaining schedule. I just don't think they win out. I don't see it.
I was right about this.
Win enough games. They will eventually just eliminate the Chiefs. The Chiefs won't. Their destiny will not be in their hands. The Chiefs will have to start winning out, and one of those teams, one of those wildcard teams, will have to basically lose out at that point, I believe.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Right here. NFL playoffs, if they probably were to start.
So I'm +1.
Or today, right? Yeah. I think, right? Play NFL playoffs. Yeah. Why? Oh, because they have tons of alternatives depending on who gets in. Because they have the Chiefs.
I just realized.
Texans. And, I mean.
I just realized that I was still looking at the same schedule, like the spreads for all of the games for that week and the week after. And we'll do that again here in a bit.
Now, is that? Because I'm hold the 1 seed here. But if that happens,
we're just going to skip through because I want to get to where I called the games. You guys can go back and watch this video if you want.
He's going to finish it.
Where am I calling? Here we go.
Beat up all over Atlanta. I wish they had just beat up all over Atlanta. I wish they had the records here. See, I liked ESPN because it had it all. It had all the stuff you'd need.
Yeah, that went to the score, and you have to log in to see it. So.
You know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back. Let me throw it up on here. On this other side.
So I took the Seahawks.
Perfect standings. So we're looking at the Atlanta Falcons and Seahawks. Seahawks have a pretty good record.
But by the way, I was thinking the Lions weren't playing that great, so I would have taken the Cowboys. So I would have missed that one because the Lions won by 14. But I don't make that prediction here, so I'm not going to penalize myself for that.
They're 9-3. The Atlanta Falcons are 4-8. So, yeah, and Seahawks are playing amazingly well right now. So, at -6.5. So they got to win by 7 points or more. But I'm still taking the Seahawks.
That's a win. 37-9. They won by 28 points. Jeez, they crushed them.
That's what we're doing. Then we have the Bungles at the Bills. Bills are not playing very well right now, but
I'm an idiot. Let's see.
They are still looking to get in the playoffs. They have the 8th spot right now. So they got to win a few games, and so they might be a little more desperate. We'll see. This will be a very telling game. The Bengals are, what's their record? 4-8. Yeah, they're kind of in the same boat.
We're looking at very similar records to the Seattle and Atlanta game. Now, do I think the Bills will win by 6? That's the real question here. I don't know if they'll win by 6. That is a very good line. I think they're dead on. Tie goes to me, by the way. If the Bills win by 6, I get it. Or if I pick the Bengals and they lose by 6, I get it. Push either way. I really do think this is a coin toss, but I'm going to go with the Bills simply because they should.
Dang it. Bills win by 5, so that's a loss. I'm only up by 1.
They should win it. I don't know if they will, but they should. All right. That's set in stone. Bills minus 6.5 on that. Saints, Bucks. We got the Saints here. What's their record? They're not doing very well at all. 2-10, but I don't know.
That's going to be an L.
The Bucks are much better. Oh, the Bucks are leading the NFC South? What? When did that happen? I've been asleep. Bucks are 7-5. Not a great record for leading the NFC South. Oh man, that's like the Steelers and
I'm pretty sure I take the Bucks here, and the Bucks actually lose this game.
just swapped. Yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. Bucks by 8.5 over the Saints. Really, they got to make 8.5. I just don't like that many points. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Oh, yes!
Plus the 8.5. Do I think the Saints will win? No.
The Saints did win. Plus 2, though.
But I don't think they'll lose by 10. Now watch the Bucks win by 20. Every time I've thought that this year, they've been pegged. I'm gonna switch right now before it's set in stone.
Oh no!
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay Bucks minus 8.5. Boy, that's tough.
Okay, I'll buy. Nope, even money. Now I'm even.
That's tough.
What an idiot! I had to pick.
All right, next one. Colts Jags. Ooh, this is a good match. This might be the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
It was not.
Oh, but I was just talking about the Steelers and Ravens fighting for that last playoff spot, and they're the next game. Got 2 big, beautiful games coming up. They're big, beautiful games. Everybody knows it.
And they were the biggest games.
Which one I'm going to pick here? I think. Boy, this is a tough call. The Jags are playing lights out right now, and the Colts are kind of on that downward spiral. Don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Jags plus 1.5. I'm going to go with the Jags plus 1.5. I think the Jags probably win it.
They do. They won by a big margin, 36-19. I get that. Plus 1. We're back in the plus column.
I think that's going to be the game of the week, though. Colts, Jags, flip on your TVs if you have it on and have a nice beer, chill, and watch that game. We got Pittsburgh at Baltimore. The Ravens are favored by 6. I mean, they hold the playoff spot. The Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, not looking good.
Must look better in that game. I think I'm going to be even money here again. Come on.
And the Steelers aren't looking good with Rodgers at the helm, and they're stuck. They don't have a quarterback that's better than Rodgers. And Rodgers, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL now. This should be his last year. I'm going to go Ravens on that one. But that
what a moron.
I
lost big on that one. 27-22 Steelers. They win by 5, minus the 6. They technically win by 11. I got hammered on that one.
You don't have the Jags and Colts
even money.
And they have that game on instead. That's the other one you should watch.
I bet that was a pretty good game, though.
Probably probably going to be a battle. We got the Titans at the Browns in a who cares game. We're too late in the season for this game to matter for either one of these teams. I don't think they're playing for the Titans. Definitely are not playing for anything. They are mathematically eliminated already. At 1-11, they have one win. Who do you think I'm going to pick? I'm an idiot. Titans win this by 2. So now -1 for the day. The Browns have. Moving on, we got the Washington Commanders at the Minnesota Vikings. And with the performance that Washington put on Denver last week, almost winning, and me learning about overtime rules, because it's been so long of celebration by the Broncos when they punched in, I was like, didn't we just win? Why are we kicking the extra point? What's happening? Oh, no. They get a shot. That was dumb. I think it's better and more fair, honestly, though. So, more power to them on that. Anyway, all that to say that the Washington Commanders played lights out last week. They revamped their system. Before I say much more, I'll get to the comment in just a second. 4-8. Ooh. But Washington's only 3-9 though, too, right? They're not doing well. Yeah, 3-9. So I think the way Washington played last weekend, they didn't play the same way this week. What? That was a weird comment. I prefer to eat licorice or live slugs. How about neither? I hate both of those things. I mean, if to answer the question, I would eat the licorice instead of the live slugs. Why? That's I don't know. I didn't like that question. I think somebody was trolling me there. Welcome to the channel, by the way, JT. That J guy. There I go. There I go again. So I'm at -2 with that. Yeah, I don't know why you're asking me that. It's a weird question. All right. Where were we? Taking the Commanders, -1.5. Miami Dolphins at Jets. No, Miami has picked it up, haven't they? They're playing way better than the Jets. They kind of suck. They just suck. I think this is a no-brainer. I think Miami wins at least by 3, but more like 7. How about 24? They win. So back -1. I'm going to go with Miami on that one. Here's the game I'm most interested in. The Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Seeing how the games have been going for Denver, do I think Denver will win by 8? What a question. They should. They should dominate this game. They should win by 20. Do I think they'll do that? No way. No way. They haven't been. Do I think the Broncos win this game? Yes. But do they win by 8? I'm going to say they win by 10. A touchdown and a field goal. They should be really dominating this Raiders team, and they're not going to. So I'm going to go. Did I just get a comment on this one, or was that on that one? Okay. Not on this one. On that one. I don't think that was the best upset of the week. I think to answer that question really this week, I think the Tennessee Titans beating the Browns was probably the biggest upset of the week. And I almost pegged the Broncos winning by 10 if the Raiders hadn't kicked that last-second field goal as time went out to lose by only 7. I'm at -2, though. Not doing well. Broncos, I don't think I'm going to come out ahead with the points. What do we got? Amen and yeah. Also hard the best. 07. The upset with Houston. That could be the. I mean, is that really an upset? Because I think the Texans are just going to win that. And I'm not wrecking anything, jumping ahead in the list here. We already looked at that earlier in the. I already counted that one as a win. I'd already said that the city. I mean, let's skip ahead. That game. So it'll be a little. Bears, close, Packers, come on. They played some cool games, and they are playing very well. And I'm pretty sure I picked the Bears. So do I think so? That's going to be a loss. Odds-wise upset. Yeah, I think that's your deal of the week. I mean, if you're talking about anything, but they like to play the spoiler in the division. Although Max Crosby did not practice and is very questionable for this game. He may not play in this game. If Max Crosby does not play in this game, Denver wins it, I think, walking away by at least 7.5 or more. So I'm going to, nothing's going to change my mind on picking the Broncos at 7.5 versus the Raiders. If this would have been anybody else. Those big spreads got me. If you were saying 7.5 versus Kansas City, I'm taking Kansas City plus 7.5. Now, do I think Denver still wins? Yes, but only by like a field goal. Vegas knows what they're doing. That's all I got to say. And it's not working. Dang it. Can we get to the Bears game, Adam? Business all the time. Oh, there it is. It worked. Okay, we're going to leave it just like that. I got the chat and the records. Bears at Packers. Bears 9-3. Packers right below them, 8-3 divisional game. This is a potential playoff game. Really, this is probably a playoff game. And the Bears are I don't know why. Oh, they're at Green Bay. That's why they're favored by a touch. They always give this is something. I disagree. The Bears, who knew when the season started, the Lions and the Packers would both be looking up the divisional standings at the Bears. I wouldn't have said that. There's no way I would have said that at the beginning of the year. Sure. And then on top of that, you're getting 6.5 points for Chicago. So even if they lose by a field goal, you're still going to win. I'm taking the Bears plus 6.5. Thank you very much. That's an L. So we're 3 behind now. Yeah, I'm next, probably not going to win. Cardinals. Boy, there's a lot of tougher games to pick. They got the lines pretty well done. Rams are 8.5 favorites. I think I picked the Rams here, though. They are pretty dominant this season, and they have been putting up big numbers. And the Cardinals are 3-9. This is another big one. Do I go for it? I think I do. I'm going to take the Rams, 8.5. Well, only a 2-point loss. They're in LA. Chargers haven't been playing great as of late, but Philly got exposed by Denver some way because they were undefeated coming into Mile. Or would they play at Mile? They're just playing awful too. So Eagles are probably going to win the NFC East and take that playoff spot. So I'm going to go Eagles to win. What an idiot. Or minus 2.5 on them. Boy, I did not pick well this week. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh. The audio went wonky. All right, that's great. That's it, yeah. It's probably these headphones. In terms of football or any of that stuff. Yeah. All right, so I finished it -3, so I did not do well. But, hey, I'm a glutton for punishment, so we're going to do this week's games now. Look at that. 225. That's Let me pull up. No, that's not gonna be it. I have it on my phone. What was I watching? We're gonna look at the odds here on Lines, Fox Sports, Sporting Game Odds, Vegas. Let's look at, I think maybe DraftKings. Yeah, we'll go to DraftKings. Do we have NFL? Yeah, here we are. All right. We're moving on to this week's game. We have, I think this is what I was looking at. This looks very similar. Hold on, let me pull up some stuff here. Okay. Tampa Bay. I need give me 1 second here to get everything all together. We want to go to this week's games, and they have the blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So I want this on one half of the screen, just like last week. And then we're going to do Streamlabs on the other side. Oh, come on. We got 3 viewers. So somebody else is in here. Hello to whoever that is. Can I get more of the screen, please? I need the chat. There we go. Why? Why are you the way you are? There we go. So if you do want to chat, I'll have you on screen here. And I'll also have the games so I can look at the records and stuff and make a better decision here. We got the 4-9 Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm going to try to go through these kind of quick as the reveal kind of took a little longer. Less analysis and paralysis. So I'm going to pick Tampa Bay -4.5. I think they win by a touchdown here. So we'll see. That's Thursday night game. 1 second. And then what do we got next on here? We got Browns at 3-10, Chicago 7.5. Well, the long odds kind of paid off last week, and the Bears are no slouch, and they need a win to try to get back to winning the division. I think they win, and well, Shador is actually doing well there, right? I'm going to actually change my mind on this. I'm taking the Browns at 7.5 on that. mainly because of Shador and how good they've been playing behind him. I think he might be the future there in Cleveland. Bills at Patriots. This is going to be a good game. I think the Patriots win this game. I don't know why they're giving the Bills 1.5. I don't know what Vegas knows, and I don't. Bills haven't been playing great. Patriots are 11-2, and they still have the 1 seed to play for. If the Patriots don't win that really kind of helps solidify Denver as the 1 seed. But I don't think it's going to be that easy. So I'm going to take the Patriots plus 1.5. You can give me 1.5 on it, I won't take it. Okay. Jets at Jaguars. We got the crappy New York Jets playing the Jaguars. Jags are 12.5-point favorites. They could win this game by 20. I mean, really. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars at 12.5. That is a crazy amount of points. But I think the Jets are just that bad. They're just not good. Arizona at Houston. Texans are tough, rugged team. 9.5. Arizona just hasn't played well. They're 3-10. Houston 8-5, trying to solidify that wild card spot. They have a lot to play for. Cardinals have nothing to play for. 10 points is pretty good. I think they will do it. They'll probably win after that 17. Go ahead and take the Texans in that one. 9.5. It's a lot. I'm taking a lot of points here. A lot of points. Man, there's a lot of games that are giving up a lot of points. I'm looking at this Raiders game down here. I'm probably going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles break right there. But let's do the Ravens, Bengals first. Ravens 6-7. They are fighting for that playoff spot to win the division. The Bengals are not really playing for anything. With a loss here, they'll be knocked out of the playoffs mathematically, I believe. Baltimore by 2.5. I'm going to take Baltimore by 2.5. Let's see. Philly at the Raiders. I'm going to take Philly. As badly as they've been, the Raiders just are not good. They're not. They're so bad. We'll go ahead and take Philly. Even at 11.5. Chargers at Chiefs. Chargers beat the Chiefs earlier. I know they're at Arrowhead, but the Texans did their job, and I think the Chargers have a very similar play style. Plus 4.5. They could still lose by a field goal, and I would get this pick. So I'm going to go Chargers because I just, again, seeing the way things are playing week after week, I think that is a Chargers win. Now, here's an interesting one. This is a tough one to call. The Washington Commanders, who got blown out last week against the New York Giants. What team's going to show up for Washington? Is it the team that played the Vikings last week, or is it going to be the team that played the Broncos 2 weeks earlier? Excuse me. A lot of talking, not a lot of stuff being said. I'm going to go. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the Giants are at home. And the Giants could win this game. But I'm going to go the Washington Commanders. Still based on what I saw 2 weeks ago and kind of discount what I saw last week. I don't know what team's going to show up there. I really don't. We got Colts at Seahawks. Seahawks are dropping bombs on everybody. Colts maybe playing Philip Rivers as the starting quarterback at 44 years of age, or bringing him in later when they are losing and have nothing else to lose. I think that's a mistake for Rivers to come back and play in that game. I think he might get injured, and that might be a career-ending injury, as if he wasn't already retired. I don't think he should be coming back to play at this point, because he hasn't played since 2021. So it's been about 4 years out of the league. He was 40 then. He's 44 now in terms of quarterbacks. That's extremely old. I don't think the Colts have a prayer in this game. I'm going Seahawks the entire way on this one. I don't think that's even a bad point line on that one. Niners, what's the Niners record? Do they have 10 wins? If they have 10 wins, I'll probably take them. Where are you, Niners? 9-4. I think they put the line right on. Tennessee is just so bad. The only reason they won last week is because they were playing another really bad team. I think the Niners win this one. Do they win it by 12.5? Sure. I'm going to go Niners on this one. I'm still trying to pick rapidly, so we'll just do it. Lions at Rams. Rams probably are the 1 seed in the division. They still have a few wins they need to get and lock in that 1 seed, and they're at home. I'm going to pick the Rams in this one. I think that's kind of an easier call. I'm kind of marking them down. So next week, I'll just read them off my phone, and I'll let you know what the scores and stuff are, so that the recap won't take as long. That's what I'm trying to do. Just explaining stuff as I'm going along. Let's see, what else we have? I just picked the Rams. So Carolina Panthers at the Saints. The Saints won last week, and they're at home. I'm going to take this. Well, Carolina is 7-6, right? New Orleans is 3-10. I almost took the Saints. I'm going to go Carolina in this one. It might actually be a blowout by Carolina. There we go. Vikings at Cowboys. You don't know what Vikings nor Dallas team is going to show up. I feel like this is one of those that Dallas is going to win, but they're only going to win by like a field goal. So they're not going to cover on here. So I'm going to go, oh man. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. We're going Dallas. I wasn't going to go Dallas, but I have not been picking well. So we're going to go Dallas. And then we got the Monday night game, the Miami Dolphins at the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lead the division. And the Dolphins not playing well, right? I'm pretty sure. What is your record, Bubba? Monday night. Oh, they are evenly matched. But they're at Pittsburgh. I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh because they're at home. Pittsburgh. Is that all? Did I do the Packers at Denver? Did they not have that game on here? Did I miss it? Okay. Let me think about this for a second. This could be a Denver loss. I think the remaining games on the Denver schedule are extremely difficult, but Denver keeps finding a way to win, and they have a 10-game winning streak. Until somebody beats them, I have to give it to Denver at this point. I think Denver wins it, but the margin is perfect. I think they win by either 1 or 3 points. It's going to be probably a field goal right at the end of the game. It's probably going to come down to it. I'm going to give it to Denver plus 2.5. If I didn't do that before, I'm switching. If I said Green Bay before, I'm switching to Denver now. I'm taking Denver plus the 2.5. That is all the games that are fit to print. All right, let's get into the spookiness, and then we'll call it a night.
12.
And yeah, we're going with Depths of Despair this time because Nukes doesn't have any new ones. He only does his once a week, and I think we've already done the one for this week. So sorry, we're going 4th.
a.m. It was late one night in the Philippines around 12 a.m. when Jian's entire family was deeply terrified. You can see the fear on his wife's face as she holds her child close.
No, I can't, because she's blocking her face off. You can see the fear on her face. You cannot see the fear on her face. You can't. You can tell she's scared. I'll give you that, but you can't.
They hear a loud, aggressive sound outside their house. At first, Jian thought it was someone up to no good outside their house. But when he went to check, he captured this.
Sorry, I instantly thought of a couple things. Maybe a small earthquake could be causing that. But the other thing that could be happening is if they have problems with the sewer or piping and the pipes are moving and rattling, it could look like that. Just initial.
As he goes to see who's disturbing the...
By the way, when he went back in, he left the door open. Don't do that. You're letting it follow you into your own house. Come on.
Family. He notices the windows shaking aggressively, even though nobody is there.
Look,
Creeped out by
he doesn't close it.
Events, he goes back inside, and he eventually stops. But not long afterwards, it happens again.
They have a bunch of stuff in front of the window, too. You're letting it in. You're letting it in. Now, they are on the second floor. They are on the second floor. So the pipes thing, I mean, it could still happen. And it could be happening inside of the building or some shifting earth, some shifting soil could cause some of that too. And it could be that, I mean, it's rattling the whole building, but other people are actually just sleeping through it and they don't even notice it. But he's freaking out because they're up and it's happening and he's capturing this. See, because it's every window, right? It just makes me think. It makes me think because it's every window, the entire building is shaking, and those windows are probably a little loose in their frame, being that they are living somewhere else. If they recaulked the outside of that and solidified those windows a little bit better, they still might rattle a little bit, but I doubt it will be that noticeable. Now, I will say his face looks concerned. He really thinks this is, I mean, he thinks this is real, so I don't think this is being faked. Hi, Miss Gray. How you doing?
What lagi? Wala gid lagi.
This is going on for quite a while. And this looks a little rougher, right? And again, I mean, you have to be aware of your situation in times like this. And you have to be aware that you leave a door open, something could take that as an invitation and just come in. Stop going in and out. Stop leaving your door open. Call a priest if you think it's really haunted. Doing good tonight. Have you been there? That's a great, some great icons. I like those. I'm doing good. I mean, I'm a little tired. That's why I'm not playing anything. I'm hoping to, after this, just go straight to bed and sleep. But I'm on call, so you know, my wife gets up a couple hours before I do. When she gets up, it wakes me up, and then I'm just listening for the phone, because during that time is the time where I'm more likely to get a call. So it's tough for me to get a full night's rest. So I don't know if I'll play anything this week. That's why I'm doing that after this and talk about football. Just the passions, you know how it's going. Things are going pretty well right now. Got a nap in before this, so it's good. Yeah, other than that, it's going pretty well. He does seem freaked out. KMJS, what is that?
The curtains and the window rattling can be seen from the inside of the house. And when he goes outside, he sees it's not just his bedroom window that's moving on its own. Even his living room window was. Even stranger is that this seems to happen to all his windows around his house simultaneously. The events occurred for a few nights, and he...
Oh, hold on. That's cool. I'm glad you have a lot of work. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, too. Those watching this on the VOD.
Was even contacted by the KMJS because of this. A popular Philippine television news show. So is this a real ghost caught on camera or something else entirely? You judge. The Doll. Davo has been featured on the channel before after buying a doll at a street stall for 20 Mexican pesos, which is roughly around $1 US. Not long afterwards, strange things started happening, and the stall was no longer there afterwards when he tried to return the doll. Things got even worse when he attempted to use the Ouija board to make contact with whatever was inside his house.
That was bad. You should not do that.
On October the 30th, Davo was with his cousins and nephews in the living room late at night when he hears someone screaming for help. Watch closely.
Abracadabra! Sounds like Voldemort. I mean, okay, to be honest, in the same situation, yeah, it's a little horror vibes. These are supposedly real. paranormal events, but I tend to be on. I try and debunk them all. I am a believer, and all of them could be real, but I am trying to go the way of why they may not be on this channel. So, I mean, occasionally I don't have an explanation in those. I kind of christen those or deem those real paranormal events. This one could be easily faked. You have a speaker outside, you know, the windows or the doors open, so that little movement on the curtain could definitely have been a breeze that was just passing by. So I don't put any validity in this one so far. But I would also go check it out. But armed and with a flashlight. And my cousin's coming with me. You're coming with me. You're not staying in the house.
As Davo checks the security footage from inside his house, he notices someone's at his window just looking through. It's hard to make out, but it looks like a creepy pale face. So Davo quickly heads outside to see what's over there when he captures something utterly terrifying.
The doll walking around.
Es que está muy oscuro. Fíjense la altura que se ve ya desde aquí, ¿no? Entonces, ay, me caigo. Uy, es que está muy oscuro aquí, no se ve muy bien. No se ve muy bien. Esa es la casa de mi hermana. Entonces, si se dan cuenta, voy bajando las escaleras, ¿no? Y se empieza a hacer todo más bajo, más abajo, más abajo. Este caminito que está viendo es un sendero que es hacia abajo. Entonces, voy a pisar esta. Para los que digan que alguien se puso una escalera, o los que lleguen a decir que es una escalera, vean la altura. No podemos poner escaleras, para que vean. ¿Ok? Yo mido 1.75. Y eso de... O sea, están viendo... Espero que se esté viendo bien, ¿eh? Pero es una altura...
So somebody would have to be almost 7 foot to look in there. That's what he's saying.
De 2 metros y medio, ¿no? Entonces, para que no queden dudas de que... Y escaleras nosotros no tenemos, a menos de que digan, alguien se trepó por aquí así. Y no. Porque se asomó justamente...
Sorry. Somebody could easily have grabbed on and just with sheer strength of arm strength, hoisted themselves up and looked in there and held themselves up with their arms for a little bit. That totally could happen.
De la parte de ahí.
They're gonna party.
Esa parte fue de donde se asomó. Entonces, como que los arbustos y todo eso, pues no hacen mucho.
I'm just not seeing
mucho el paro, ¿no? Entonces,
a strange shadow shoots by really fast. Even scarier, a creepy pair of feet can be seen as someone or something stands right next to him.
Looks dead.
Once again, it can be seen hiding nearby. Davo also explains that the height of his window from the ground is above 7 foot. So wherever this thing is would have to be extremely tall to reach the window. Just what is following Davo's family? Let me know your thoughts on this one in another video.
Sorry. I've said this before. Don't get creepy crap and bring it into your house. Last video, it was kind of the same thing. This guy had found a voodoo doll by a riverbank, decided it would be a good idea to grab that, bring it home as like a little keepsake and put it on his shelf. And then all the paranormal stuff started happening to him. Just don't. Stop doing dumb crap, people. Stop doing dumb crap.
On November the 28th of 2025, a man named Yoel did something similar and purchased a strange toy from an old marketplace. And paranormal activity followed not long afterwards. On one night, he's woken up around 3 a.m. to some loud...
What did I just say? Stop doing this dumb crap.
...sounds and pulls his phone out to record this.
Raza, son las 3 de la mañana, se siguen escuchando muchos ruidos allá afuera.
I heard it like a little
¿Quieren abrir la puerta, Raza?
doors trying to open on its own.
¿Qué está pasando?
Yep, no.
Ay, Dios mío, líbrame.
There's a guy on Instagram who yells at the phone at these videos. What the heck are you still doing there? Get out! And it's kind of the same here. Find somewhere else to live. And don't take the doll with you.
Desde que compré ese espejo, Raza. Ay.
The table suddenly moves violently across the room, making him go straight back to his bedroom.
Yep.
Then he starts hearing noises coming from under his bed and captures this.
Oh my God.
Bajo de la cama. No hay nadie, Raza, la madre.
What are we going to see here? What are we going to see?
¿Qué está pasando?
What looks like an arm can be seen under the bed, but when he looks around, there's nobody there at all. A few nights later, at 1 a.m., the light turns on by itself. Then he sees it.
So, I mean, again, it could be editing. It could be... There are some things that this side of the bed and kind of lifts up the blanket a little bit, but doesn't show underneath. So if somebody was there with their arm down, right, he pops up, and as he's popping up, they move down, so you can't see them with the bed in the middle. They roll under the bed, out of view. That's possible. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's one possibility. And the table going across, that could be a string tied to it and somebody pulling it. So I'm not sure you could call this paranormal.
Es la 1 de la mañana, acaban de prender la luz de la sala. Desde que compré ese espejo están pasando todas las cosas raras. A la madre. ¿Qué fue eso?
Was that you, Kat? I saw the shadow. That's so weird. As an apartment build, it's like it was open to the outside.
A shadow figure peeks out from behind the corner, just staring at him, before disappearing as he goes after it. But there doesn't seem to be any signs of someone there around the corner. Maybe they should reconsider before buying strange items.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we receive some more updates soon. The Witch. A woman named Natalie captured a terrifying CCTV footage in her child's room late one evening. The father was just spending some time in his kid's room watching TV together, while also being on his phone when something chilling happens.
Can I go see what it's at? And then we'll come back and see. Hey, this is my name.
What?
This is my name.
Is it? That's weird. Alright, put that back.
At first, some...
Okay. The caption reads, do I need call a priest, a witch, help me. You don't, I mean, yes, go to the church, start attending services, go to mass, get a priest, but really have that faith in God, because that's going to bring you through this and eliminate anything that if there is really truly a witch after you, the Most High God will prevent any and all things He will protect you. Just trust in Him, have faith, just believe. Repent. The only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Just going to say that now, in terms also of these videos. So be sure to have a little faith. And if something's happening, don't be afraid to reach out to God. He'll help you out. So the creepiest thing about that video also is that the child says, hey, this has my name written on it. It's a piece of paper. So if a witch is truly trying to curse them, it could be a real person. And that's why this video specifically is the most scary, because we're not dealing with a paranormal thing. We're dealing with an actual person who has ill or bad intent, and it's directed at the child. That's scary. And what kind of person does that? Leave the kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone.
Something suddenly falls off the TV stand. A Ziploc bag sitting on the stand suddenly falls off on its own, catching both their attention. Then, when the child goes to pick up the bag, a creepy voice is heard, breathing, then saying what sounds like "hi" or "mine." What's even more disturbing, and is actually the reason they posted the video to seek out more help, is because when the bag is picked up, a post-it note is found inside with the child's name on it, leaving the family shocked, as both the mother, father and kid never wrote it or knew it was there to begin with, leading them to believe the voice heard in the video may belong to a witch and be responsible for...
Hi, Ryan Key 568. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. You're in from Kick. I think that makes about 30 people on Kick now. That's quite a bit. Thank each and every one of you for the follow. I really appreciate it. And be sure to share and like. All those things. They'll all help out the channel. So, yeah, as I was saying, this is a real person that actually physically put that there to cast a magic spell or do something against the child. So we're dealing with not a paranormal event, but something real. And that's why this video so far is the creepiest one, in my opinion.
For this incident, many viewers also believe it might have something to do with the black TV screen acting as a mirror facing towards another mirror. Not to mention the family also captured another strange occurrence prior to this, which
good.
they aren't sure is related or not.
It's good to know TV screens kind of act as a mirror and facing another mirror, and there must be something related to that. So I'm going to try and make sure I'm thinking about my house right now if there's anything that fits that description. I mean, I have these monitors, but these aren't really reflective. I have window panes, and then I do have a mirror in this room, but it's pointed at me and the screens are pointed at me. So everything's pointed at me, not at each other or any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have anything like that. Good to know.
It's late one night when their outdoor security camera captures this. Two strange balls of light can be seen in the sky, with one of them moving and the other remaining still. Then on another...
That's weird, because that's more of a UFO thing. So we're getting, like, different events affecting this area. That's very, very strange. Now, I don't know if this is really UFO related. Not only the U.S. government, there have been several governments around the world that have come out and said UFOs and aliens are real. So there's more validity to that now. And then there are people who have been in charge of like space forces, air forces, and like commanders of NASA and running in the space missions and stuff like that, who have said that they've seen UFOs and like those types of things are real. So I tend to not be as skeptical about the UFOs and stuff, except that when it's lights like this, I mean, you could have a drone. Very easily you can have drones here.
At night, the camera would detect a person in the kid's room when nobody was there.
I mean, you kind of see what appears to be an orb or something of that nature. I don't know if I necessarily believe.
Singular orb can be seen rising.
I don't know if I believe in orbs because it could be a piece of dust that's really close to the camera, and usually that's what it is. And the air circulating through the house, the furnace, it definitely could kick up the dust. Even after it's off and not on, the dust is continually circulating throughout the house. So no validity to that whatsoever. I don't trust orb things at all. And growing, okay.
The bed and growing, before repeating similar movements around the bed over and over again. The family believe all this strange activity is connected and is something sinister. But until more updates are provided, this one remains a mystery.
Get a priest.
At the hospital.
What can I say?
In the following video, a man named Javier was heading inside a hospital somewhere in Argentina when he heard a knock.
I will say that hospitals generally have the creepiest stuff happen in them. Posted a short, go check it out, of death standing in the hospital. And it actually, it could be somebody in a hijab or, with a I wanted to say helmet, a hood and a hijab standing next to somebody if they are Muslim or something like that. But the creepiest thing about it is it looks like there's a staff that the figure's holding, almost like if that were connected to the sickle and that it was actually death standing there. I find it a very creepy and strange video. Something that's hard to fake, and I don't know why you would have somebody dressed like that in a hospital situation other than, one, it's truly the figure of death, or two, really is a Muslim woman probably, and her husband had surgery or something. She's there visiting. I could see that too, but the figure's tall. Seems to be really tall. So it's strange and unusual. Check it out.
Behind him, but as he turned around to see who was coming behind, there was nobody there. That's when he noticed something downright chilling coming from inside his car. Watch closely.
So that's his car, the white one?
En el hospital escuchamos un golpe y nos dimos vuelta porque dijimos, bueno, ¿quién está entrando? Cuestión de que no hay nadie atrás nuestro. Y miramos adentro del auto y dijimos, oh, pues si el auto, qué mierda es. Lo peor de todo es que no queremos salir. O sea, no.
Oh, it does look. It kind of looks like there's a person sitting in the car.
Lo peor de todo es que se mueve adentro del auto y no hay nadie. O sea, ahora vamos a ir a controlar el auto. Pero parece como si fuese un reflejo. La puta madre.
And it just sank down behind the dashboard. No, it's back up. The movement is too real. That's got to be. That did give me chills looking at that one. I don't know if this is an edit or a reflection. Also, I noticed cars driving by in the street out front. The lights from the cars are shining all the way through the window, so it could be a reflection coming in from the back. But that movement, it could be edited. I always think that these are probably edited. But that one is a creepy movement. And now he's going out there, and the figure is gone. Yeah, I can see the goosebumps there, too. No one's there. No one's there?
Nadie.
Someone who never left the hospital is looking for a ride home. If it's truly a spirit, that's probably is what happened, is they passed away They may not even know they're dead and may be confused and unsure of what's happening. But what I will also say, well, and that's the thing, we didn't see any of the doors open. Didn't hear any sounds of the doors opening or shutting on his way out there. So I don't think anybody got in or out of the car as he was walking to the car. And then the last moment you see the figure kind of fade away. I mean, it's a continual shot after that of the car, and you can tell nobody gets out or does anything. Now, all that being said, if this truly is paranormal, I would, again, I've said it's probably demonic. Demons mimic and lie all the time. So they pretend to be your loved ones. They look like people you knew. They look like people. And in this case, it might be mimicking somebody who passed away and are looking for a ride, not necessarily back to their house, but to yours. So this guy needs to be really careful here.
Un montón. Es un montón. Mierda.
And there's the person.
Y encima nos mira, la puta que te parió.
You know, and again, when we saw the movement before, now it's looking away. See, it's weird that it's just that angle. Oh, same movement? Are we going to get the same exact movement?
No.
It is. It's like the same movement. If it quickly goes back into the same position again, I'm going to say this is fake.
What looks like a creepy pale grey face can be seen inside the car
That
driver's
was
seat, just moving around in.
I was thinking it was on a loop, and it was the same thing. But last time it shifted back really quick into the same position, but it looked very human. This time it disappears and then pops up as a noise happens. Very creepy. This is a creepy video.
Javier watches, but when he goes to check and opens the doors, there's nobody there, nor is there anybody in the surrounding area. Some people thought it was a reflection from above due to the angle of the windscreen, but as you can see, there's just the ceiling, which doesn't explain the face seen inside the car. Could this have something to do with the location of the hospital late at night? I'll let you be the judge. If you have any video recommendations.
I almost think that's why you need a very powerful flashlight. So that, I mean, if you have just this beam of light, I would shine it right at it and see what that captures. If it just blots it out totally, you know, like basically you could now see the inside of the car and nothing there. It just, I don't know what that proves, if anything, other than nothing truly is really there.
You can send them over to Depths.
So, by the way, Depths of Despair video, and I should also do the same thing. Go to this guy's page, like his stuff, watch his stuff, share it, subscribe, all that stuff. Just like you do with my channel. All right, back to it.
Stay. A woman named Sarah from the UK was staying over at a hotel somewhere in the Lake District. As she's in the bathroom doing her hair and filming her skincare routine, she begins to hear something at the door for quite some time. Something chilling. After hearing an eerie-sounding whisper right outside her door, she decides to call the hotel staff to come and remove whoever is lurking out there.
So, I mean, this definitely could be not paranormal. Things are vibrating and shifting all the time, so something fell off. It could be coincidental with somebody actually lurking outside, as she's talking about. Somebody could be trying to scare her or prank her, or there's a lot of stuff that could happen.
Her own safety, seeing as she's staying all alone in the hotel room. But because of this, she ends up making the mistake and opening the door, thinking it's a staff member.
Hello?
Oh no!
Hello?
She let it in!
Hello?
Is that not on the door she's holding? Or was that across the way? See, I kind of get why she's filming, but it does lend credence to this being fake because she's trying to show everything. Now, again, you would want to document stuff. So, two sides of the same coin. One, is she faking it and showing, that there's nothing there? Or is she really documenting and there truly is nothing there and what we're seeing is reality?
As she opens the door and looks outside, a strange gurgling sound is heard. Then, even though nobody is out there, as she looks, something suddenly knocks on her door while she's standing right there. Sarah then explains that during her time staying there, unexplainable things kept happening, so now she thinks the room is haunted.
The person that I was working with, he says, I'm going to walk you to your room. He opens the door straight away for no reason whatsoever. He just says, I feel like we should change rooms. Just something off about it. It didn't have a nice vibe. And I had one of those like sticky phone cases, like, the ones that you put in the back, and I had my phone against the mirror, and I heard this massive thud. Like, the thud was so loud that it knocked my phone off of the mirror. Just thought maybe it's like somebody in the hallway with a door. Maybe they've like slammed something and that's what's called the vibration. Stick my phone back up. And I hear another loud bang, and it actually physically makes me jump, and I think that is included in the video if you go back and watch it. Like, I physically jump. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Because it sounded like somebody like had opened the door in my room. That's how loud it was. So I leave the bathroom and I go and look around the room and I can't see anything. And then I just decide randomly to open the cupboard. And I'd already hung up all my outfits for the next day. Every single outfit, like I had a blazer and had a dress, pair of jeans, whatever. They were all on the floor. This is the weird thing. The rail that holds the clothes, that was still up. So it wasn't like I'd hung something that was too heavy and the rail itself had fallen.
So, I'm going to stop her from... Well, I'm just going to interrupt what she's saying. None of this is paranormal. We're just getting her talking about it. Now, I've said the paranormal things that have happened to me over the years on this channel before. But that's all it is me telling a story. You guys didn't see it. You guys don't know. There's no documentation for that. So, I mean, yes, things have happened to me in the past. Not very many. I've not had a lot of experience with that. I think that's because of God's protection. And I've prayed about the stuff that happened in this house, and immediately it stopped. So there is that too. But it's not like I was filming anything. I didn't even think to... I had my phone. You think I would have thought, okay, let's stop and start filming this and see, I kind of wish I had, because it's been very interesting. The one thing that is still kind of in my mind is I think it was Halloween about 2 or 3 years ago. I had passed a couple lights that were flickering and flashing, and then things started flickering and flashing in this house. And maybe it's just the circuit, maybe it was the electrical, and I had a bad bulb in the circuit. Possible, because I've changed a couple of lights upstairs. And those occasionally, we have dimmable bulbs that are in non-dimmable sockets, right? If I put the wrong bulb in the wrong socket, it can do that. And I knew that. So the flashing, I didn't think too much of. We've had it happen in our living room, and it happened in the kitchen. In the kitchen, one of the lights, it's burning out, so it's kind of been flickering as of late, and I think it finally burned out, so it's probably dark. But when the one down here that's just outside my office started flickering, I knew something was wrong at that point. And so that's when I prayed over it, and it stopped immediately. Now, again, I'm telling you this. That's all. I mean, you guys don't know. I didn't film it. So, there's no reason you should believe me. You should be totally skeptical of that. And the same thing here. We didn't see it. She didn't film any of that. So we don't know. We don't know.
Down, that was still perfectly in place. But these 3 hangers, they were all now on the floor. It sounds like somebody is trying to get into my room. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I don't think a member of staff would be doing that. So I called down again, and they confirmed that no, they actually haven't even sent somebody up to check just yet. I start to pack up all of my stuff, and whilst I'm doing that, I go into the main bedroom area, and I'm on the phone to one of my friends. Whilst I'm on the phone to her, the lights go off.
So is this particular room haunted, or is there more to it? I'll leave the final judgment to you.
So the weird thing is, if she's on the phone and the lights go off, did the light switch actually turn off, or did the lights just go off? Right? It's hard to say without video evidence what actually happened there. So again, not paranormal. And that's the last video that he's got for the night. I'm going to end the screen capture here. Those are my football picks. That's the scary video for the night. I'm going to try to go to bed and get some sleep here pretty soon. But wanted to, Ryan Key, if you're still out there and you want to say anything, or Miss Gray, if you want to say anything else, now's the time. I'm willing to chat or talk about anything else you guys want to talk about. If nothing, I'll end up signing off here and calling it a night. Give everybody a chance to respond here. Oh, yeah, we also saw Queso win back-to-back Gamer of the Year awards at the very beginning of the video. Cool deal for Queso. Very happy for him. I think he's a good streamer. If you haven't watched Queso, go check him out. You guys probably have, though. He's got millions of followers. I got 100. I will say that I've kind of set an aggressive goal on YouTube to get to 200 viewers by the end of December. So that's why I'm trying to push myself, even though I'm tired, and post videos. So be sure to hit that notification button, because I'm going to be on. I'm going to try to be on. I'd like to try to be on every day, but Mondays are tough. Sundays, I won't be on Sundays. I'm just saying that that's not going to happen. So every day but Sunday, I will try to be on, even on Mondays this month. But I wasn't on this Monday. But we're still trying to get there. We're at 130 people to 70 by the end of the month. I know it's aggressive, but I think we can do it. All right. If nobody else has anything, we'll close out that game of bingo. Pay that one winner $200 for the blackout. We'll move on to our $1 million game. I'm just kidding. No, that'll be it for the night and the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you are enjoying yourselves on the stream. I try to be mostly mellow and laid back. We'll try to get maybe some Hollow Knight. All I have left is to try to defeat the Radiants, but I think I might need to go out and get some charm spots so I can get a few more charms. I need to look up what the best setup for the Radiants is as well. So we'll do that. I'll figure it out, and I'll go get him at some point. It doesn't look easy. It doesn't look very easy at all. So it's probably going to take hours and hours and hours and hours to defeat him. A friend of mine said I bull rushed most of the bosses in that game. Most of the bosses is correct. All the bosses is not correct. I learned the pattern of some of them, and I was able to actually figure out a way to beat some of those. So be doing a little bit of that hopefully later this week. That's all I got. All right, I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys for coming and watching tonight. Let your friends know. Subscribe, especially on that YouTube channel. Thank you guys once again, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow night. Until I see you again, be good to each other. Have a good night.